everybody. Welcome back to our GAMA 2017 coverage here on the Dice Tower. I am here with Zev Shlasinger from Wizkids.
Hey.
And he's going to be showing us a truckload of games. So I'm going to turn it over to him and let him take care of it. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, man. Good seeing you.
Cool. Yeah, good to see you.
As you can see, I have a bunch of games over here.
Yeah.
I'll start off with a trick-taking game set in the Arthurian times. King Arthur, Merlin, Morgan Le Fay, and everything. What you're doing is you are playing cards to a trick, and you have sorcery, deception, alchemy, arrows, and it's the loser of the trick takes the trick. The lowest number played takes the trick and takes that as damage. So what you're trying to do is when somebody's out of the game and they get to 0 health, you're trying to have the most health in the game.
Okay.
What's cool, there's a nice catch-up mechanic. There are godsend cards. So when you are least in health, you get these divine inspiration cards that can help do various things, like the Holy Grail, the arrow, alchemy, something to help you against poison. Mm-hmm. You'll see some cards with a red splotch over here. Those are poison cards, so those are worth more damage. Normal cards are worth 5 damage. Poison ones are worth 10 damage. You have Merlin cards, which are wild, but they're worth 25 points in damage, as you can see. So there are several suits. Yeah, just some over here. You'll see swords, deception, and just to show you the, you also play a character. So here you can play a character, and they come with a companion as well. So here's Tristan and Isolde. You start with the character card, but when you reach a certain health threshold, you can bring your companion into play, and then they give you an extra ability as well. So you can start. Tristan has, you are always dealt 1 additional card in the game, and then by the first card in the by the first time of the melee, you put 1 card under here. At the end of the hand, or the tourney round we call it, you reveal that card, and all damage from that suit is doubled.
Oof.
So yeah, it's a lot of crazy stuff there. This is to show you your health track. You got stable, feeble, crippled, robust, so you keep track over there. Okay. And just as a quick, like here's a couple of godsend cards, for example. So you have the chessboard, antidote, you have regular equipment. So these are things that you can use in a tourney round that give you a special ability.
Cool.
So,
wow.
Yeah, nice
so
trick-taking
special
game.
abilities, trick-taking. All right, that's cool. That sounds interesting.
Very different, with all nice Arthurian imagery.
Yeah, all that high, I don't know,
and
high.
There's the box.
Sacred art, I guess maybe it's called. I don't know.
Yeah, that like illuminated text.
Right. Yeah.
And so on. So yeah.
Cool.
So we got
all
that.
Right, we'll take this over here.
Move that over. Got a co-op game called The Banishing over here. It's a very simple card game. You form a grid, 3x3 grid.
Set it up
and
facing us.
You also play various characters, and you are trying to make melds out of the cards from the grid. So you have different cards with symbols, colors, and you are trying to banish undead. You're trying to get a ritual performed called the banishment, or the banishing, 10 cards in there, and you do that by doing various melds that will allow to bring cards from discard pile, the deck, or the void into the banishing. So if you can get 10 in there before 3 times the deck runs out, you win the game.
And so this is like, if this is 1 meld, 3 cards?
So that's any 3 red cards.
Okay.
And this is any 3 red cards with the same symbol. Then you have any 3 green cards, any 3 green cards with the same symbol.
Cool.
You have abilities, so everyone has a basic ability, swap, trade, or rest. So you can swap cards in the void. You can trade a card with a player, or rest, which is remove a wound. So if you take an undead from the void, it becomes a wound over here. And if you notice the stats here, this number here is your stamina. If you get that equal or more, then your card is flipped over, and you can't use your meld abilities, just your basic abilities.
Okay.
So resting helps because it gets rid of your lowest level wound, and then you can get back here. And of course, if you reach your health, then you're eliminated and the game is over. So if one person, it's either and that's the number of wounds. So that's worth 3 wounds, and they go up to 5. There are some items in the game. You have wands and armor. You can hold 1 of each, a wand, a shield, and armor, and they do various things. This is a wild card. Armor increases your stamina permanently by +1. Okay. And then you have the shield card, which allows you can discard the shield to remove any undead you're taking in the void. Because what happens in the 3x3 grid, the first thing you do on your turn, you have to grab 3 cards. So it's either in a row or a column. So you have to do that, and then you try to make a meld or do another action.
Okay.
And that's it. And you have, I think, about 8 or so characters: a bard, witch, cultist. You have the sorcerer. You have a fighter, a brute, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Yeah, very simple game. Takes about 30, 45 minutes.
It's competitive
play.
or co-op?
It's co-op. It's all co-op. Yeah, you all working
I
together.
thought I heard you say that earlier.
Yes.
I just want to make sure.
So
all right.
we'll
So
do that.
cool little cooperative card game.
Yeah.
Sweet. What's
Yeah,
next?
we have Tower of London. Tower of London, Euro-style game. You're going for area majority. There's a legend where England keeps ravens. I mean, they do keep ravens, but they keep 7 or more ravens in the Tower of London. And it was always a historical thing that if they ever got below 7 ravens, England would suffer some invasion or something.
Right.
So what you're doing is you're trying to get to be the first to 7 ravens, and it's an area majority game. You play. Everyone has the same 13 cards. And you get to play 2 cards on a turn. The first card you play, you place a beefeater, one of your cubes, in one of these things. So either building 9, 22, or 35. So they're color coded. You have orange, green, and blue.
Yeah.
And the second card is an ability. You use the ability that's sort of from the point of view of the beefeater. So this one I could say tunnel in 9, and then this one says switch any. This is switch any 2 beefeaters in the same quadrant you placed. So since I placed in building 9, so we would find where 9 is there. That's in quadrant 2. So then you can switch any 2 in that quadrant because that's where you place the beefeater.
And then like this is a quadrant.
Yes, so you have quadrant.
Gotcha.
Yep, and then you score. After playing, you have 6 cards. After playing, you get each round you'll score here, then you'll score that, and then that, and that. So you get in first, second, and third, or first and second, and so on. We have some raven meeples over here with some red eyes here, and then you have the beefeater cube. So you have your ravens over there.
Wow.
And then also there are events, random events that you play, and they can do various things. So for example, beefeater orders in this round after cards are chosen, but before they're revealed, the opponent to your left will choose which card you use for placement. So now you got to be careful.
Right.
So, and there were like historical things. There's the ghost of Dame Sybil, the crown jewels are in somewhere, and so on. So yeah, very nice, very easy playing game, and again, about 45 minutes or so.
Okay, cool. So, very good.
So, cool. I'm going too fast, just let me know.
No, you're going fine, man. We'll go as slow or as fast as you want.
Fantasy Realms. This is also a competitive game. You have 53 cards and a score pad. The game is this simple. You get to draw a card. You either draw from the deck or from the discard area. There may be cards in there. So you draw from the deck, you draw from the discard area, and then after you draw a card, you have to discard a card. The game ends when there are 10 cards in the discard area, and what you're trying to do is to make the best combo in your hand.
Okay.
So, for example, let's say I have the Basilisk here, right? It's worth 35 points, but it blanks all armies, leaders, and other beasts in your hand. So you have to decide, is that 35 points worth it? Or do I keep an army that's also pretty high, but it won't count for anything because this blanks it? So now I have to find something that might blank this so that the other card becomes active.
Okay.
So you can you end up building themed decks. So, for example, we were playing last night, we had one guy build a beast theme with a Beastmaster. One guy had an army theme. I was going for flame and weather. So there's 10 suits in the game: beast, flood, weapon, artifact, weather, leader, wizard, and there are 3 wild cards. You have that can usually mimic one of the one set of different suits in your hand, or the doppelganger, which can copy any card in your hand. And some cards will affect. Like here, this one, the Book of Changes, you may change the suit of one other card. Its name and bonuses remain the same. But let's say that you have an army in your hand. You go, well, you know what? I'm going to change the suit to something that won't get affected by the Basilisk, for example, which means it won't be penalized. Okay. Plays in about 15 minutes. And then it probably takes about that much to score because you have to just figure out all the combos. So you do each card, right? You get the base point, the bonus and penalty, and then boom, and then you just add it all. Yeah. So, yeah. Very simple, very fun little game, and yeah, you just learn how to play it.
This is called Fantasy Realms?
Fantasy Realms,
okay.
Yes.
All right, what you got next?
Let's see. We got Dicebot Megafun. You are robots, and you are playing, you have weapon cards and you have parts dice. So what you're doing is rolling parts dice that will be able to activate your weapon cards. So everybody is going to roll 6 dice, and then with one hand, everybody starts grabbing dice, and you're going to be putting them on your robot sheet. So, so you can be like, that, I'll do this. So you're putting them on the red spaces first, and then the last die you place goes in the headspace. And what you want to do is you want to try to match the symbols on your weapon card so that you can play them. So let's say I had, so if I had this hand, and then after everybody builds their robot, then we choose cards, right? Everyone chooses here, we do this, we make sure we pay for it. This requires a yellow drill, a yellow spring piece, so I know I paid for it. So we have the cost. This is the initiative value. This is who you target, and this is the damage value. Initiative is very important because if you target someone who actually played a faster card than you that targeted you, you will miss them. So you have to be careful with that. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to survive the combat round, which can last up to 6 cards because you have 6 cards in your hand. And anybody that survives a combat round receives a medal. You're trying to get 3 medals, the first of 3 medals. Okay. There's also, if you look, the headspace, why it's different is because you can use the symbols on the headspace to power up stuff. So you have draw a random weapon, you can discard and re-roll your dice, add 2 damage, add 1 speed, and so on and so forth. So it's just a quick game. You're just building, and you just keep playing rounds until you can get to the 3 medals.
How do you get the cards into your hand?
Those are just drawn. So at the beginning of the round, you draw 6 cards in your hand, and that's it.
No drafting or anything like that?
No drafting. Okay. It's just 6 cards. The only thing, and there's one advanced variant where you have 12 cards, so your robot has a special ability. So here, Temple of Boom, for example, that means all my weapons deal +1 damage this round. However, you have to power them with kill points. So this is when, if you do or part of the final blow to a robot, you get a kill point, and you can use those to power the special cards. Yeah. So you'll see kill points on that side. Medals are on the other side. That's Dicebot Megafun.
Medals and kill points.
Correct.
All right, cool. Very, very neat.
Thank you.
Quick dice. Now, is it?
It's about 30, 45 minutes.
30, 45
2 to 4
minutes?
players. Yep.
2 to 4.
Yeah, a lot of the games that you saw, like Banishing is 3 to 5. Fantasy Realms is actually 3 to 6. Tournament of Camelot 3 to 6, and I believe Tower of London.
How many times do you roll the dice when you're building your robot?
It's every round. So every.
Is it just one roll?
Combat, yeah, it's one roll, and then you just pick from the pool in the middle there.
Oh, okay.
And then after you play all the cards, whoever survives will roll 6 dice again. You draw 6 cards, roll 6 dice, and again you pick the thing, and you just keep doing that until until somebody is left standing or multiple people left standing. Doesn't matter, as long as at the end of the rounds, if it's over, it's over.
Okay, cool.
This is Deadline. Which actually I think they gave me the wrong one. I don't know if all the components are in here because this is very, very light.
Very light, yeah.
There we go. Oh, okay. There's some stuff.
It's got some stuff, yeah.
Yes, no, this works. So Deadline is 2 to 4 players. It's a cooperative game. What you're doing is you're trying to solve clues. So you are giving an introduction. Right now we have a demo case that we use. So it's not in the game. We use it for demo purposes. So there'll be booklets. But you have a setup where it tells you, you have the reference cards. You have detectives. So you play one of 8 detectives with a special ability, usually once per game. Then you have, for the demo, it's these cards, but again, it'll be a case booklet for each. So you have a question. I'm sorry, I apologize. You have the introduction. So this tells you what the case is that you're solving, and it also tells you what the starting clues are in the game. And you'll see from the clues that they have symbols, which you're going to need to match in order to reveal what the clues are. So everybody's playing lead cards. You also have some plot twists there. The lead cards, which people have symbols on them. And you are trying to match the symbols. You don't have to match the order. You just have to have those symbols. Doesn't matter in what order.
Okay.
And if you complete this, then you get to flip. So here's the morgue. If we do this, you get to flip it and read what it says. And it gives you some information.
That's cool.
Sometimes it gives you new clues that you can add to the game.
That's neat.
All right. What's interesting also, some cards you'll see have matchbooks on them. You'll see like here you have the penthouse. You have the house here, there's the Apollo Theater.
Yeah.
So these are hot tips. So they're here. When you flip them over, they're matches. So you have one action on your turn. You either play a lead card, or you can use hot tips to draw a card or remove plot twists from yourself.
Okay.
Or you can use a detective ability.
All right.
If you can't do any actions, you have to drop out. And when you drop out, you have to discard your hand. And if you have any plot twist cards in your hand, you have to play one of them, and they can do either they're personal or they affect everyone.
Okay.
All right. So, and some of them
it'll say here.
And it'll say exactly right. So here it says everyone. Here it says personal. So, for example, here, when another player drops out, you must drop out. You're the big dumb goon here. It's like, oh, that's tough. But you can use hot tips to maybe get rid of that. And some detective abilities can do that as well. So, for example, you have Pete Laurie here. Here's discard your hand and draw back to your hand size. So that gives you an ability, right? Tracer shot. Take all the played lead cards into your hand. So now you're resetting the stuff here.
Yeah.
So, also, as I said, now if you fail, let's say that everybody has to drop out and we can't solve a clue that we're investigating, we lose a bullet token. There are 3 bullet tokens, so you get 3 chances to fail. If you fail after that and you have no bullet tokens, you start losing case cards from your investigation. So you lose all the highest level ones and you keep going down. So you go until everything is solved or there's nothing left to investigate anymore. Then what happens is you are asked some questions. So to determine the level of how well you did, you have to answer some critical questions and bonus questions. And it'll tell you, like, who killed this guy? Why did they kill him?
So you got to pay attention.
So you got to pay attention, and also, but you get to read the clues that you solve. But here's the thing: if you don't solve a lot of the clues, you might have information you're missing. And then the final thing we read is the solution. So it tells you the answers to the questions, and then there's a case wrap-up that says, oh yeah, so yeah, we found that this guy did this, and this is why. So they break down all the information that you have into a nice little paragraph. So again, for the demos, these are just cards, but there will be actually a question booklet, a solution booklet, and an introduction booklet.
Okay.
So yeah, 2 to 4
All right,
players.
so that's going to be kind of like a story-driven almost.
In a way, yes. And the game is going to come with 12 cases. It is also, once you've solved the case, you've done it, so you know it, and so on. So hopefully the game does well, and we can expand upon it and
more cases
and give
and
more
stuff like that.
cases.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
cool.
And we might have fans create cases and so on. So yeah, really
that's
cool.
good.
But played very, very nicely.
That looks really neat. That looks really neat.
Thank you very much. And the last one we'll do.
Last but not least.
Yes. And we have the Expanse board game.
Wow. That's a pretty hot little commodity there.
Yeah, very cool show.
Yeah.
So we don't have all the components here, but just to show you. So you have a board that represents the inner planets, Earth and Mars. You have the belt, and you have the outer planets, Jupiter and Saturn. It's a card-driven game. So yeah, you have cards here that has action points and events. So similar, if you're familiar with Twilight Struggle and those sort of games, you can take a card and use it for its action points, and action points allows you to place influence into the various areas of the solar system. If you can also, if you're of the faction, basically you're playing either Earth, Mars, the OPA, or the Protogen Corporation.
Right.
So if your tab here is one of the factions that you are, instead of using the action points, you can use it for an event. Now, if I choose not to or whatever, I can use the action points. Somebody else can pay to use this event.
Okay.
So similar to Twilight Struggle, right? Like, you know, if I played a U.S. card and I'm Russia, the U.S. has a chance.
Yeah.
So there is something similar to that. But of course, the complexity scale is a lot less. In this way, to get the cards, you don't have a hand of cards. You take them from a track here, and this is the point value. So this is how many VPs you have to spend to get it. But you are playing, again, the various factions, and they all have special abilities. So, for example, the UN can actually get the second card for 0 rather than 1 point. So here are some of the factions. You have the United Nations, the OPA. Actually, we'll do it that side. So this gives you the what you can do in a turn and how much action points. So you can spend an action point to move one group of fleets from one band to another. You can use to place one influence cube, and you can build a fleet, in this case, in Tycho Orbital. So you have, here's the main guy for influence. You also have technology. So you start out with an ability here, but as you go down, you can see here, you gain more technology cards as the rounds go. There's also the normal scoring. Basically, you score for first place, but there'll be a bonus sector token. So the person who gets a scorecard, which are going to be among here when they're chosen, is going to secretly choose an area that's going to score, either inner planet, the belt, or the outer planets. And those things will have a first, second, and or third place scoring here.
Gotcha.
And then you play until the 6th card shows up, and then the game is over, and you have a final scoring. So it is influence in the thing. If you have orbital control, that means if you have more fleets than anyone, you get to add 1 point of influence to the bases in that control.
Okay.
These symbols here tell you sort of what kind of base. There's like a water base, a food base, a technology base, and a mineral base. And those sometimes you get bonuses. If you see here, they tell you like what bases they really like, and they can gain an extra control point if they control, if they're majority in that type of base,
Gotcha.
for example. And that's the Expanse. It plays about 60 minutes or so, 2 to 4 players.
That's cool.
And you also have the Rocinante. The Rocinante is the player who has the least amount of points gets the Rocinante. So it's a separate fleet. It's never removed from the board. It adds to your orbital control, and you can use one of the crew powers.
That's cool.
Too. And the other thing that's interesting is, if you don't want to use an event right away, you can pay 1 control point and keep it for a later turn.
Yeah.
So there's a thing where you can say, you know what, I don't want to use something here. I'm going to use my kept event. So you can, and that's also a good way to maybe take it away from somebody. Said, I don't want you to have this event.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it here.
Gotcha.
So and you see lots of images from the show, of course.
Okay. Yeah.
And you have the scorecard that shows you when you score, and then you have the tech cards that tell you the various things that you, the corporation, the faction gets when it's a level.
Okay, when it levels up.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
And that's thank you. That's
Man, that's really cool. I just started watching this, as a matter of fact. First season came up on Amazon
Oh, nice.
Prime for free. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and watch through that season.
I think it's very character driven, which is very nice. There's there's intrigue. I like to say it has intrigue like Game of Thrones, but nowhere near that level of hatred and intensity.
Gotcha.
But you have a lot of political maneuvering, but it is very character driven, which is nice. Yeah. And the hard sci-fi is pretty cool.
Yeah,
actually, and they don't bring major attention to it. It's because it's part of their world, so it's just de facto there.
It's a good world for a game too.
Yeah,
good
absolutely.
world for a game. Looks good. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Zev.
My pleasure.
We'll see you guys in a little bit.